Welcome to the Australian Championship.
Shot up the coast and in. Continue to make history. This rivalry burns as bright as ever. That is just spectacular. It's incredible. Very clear.
Good afternoon and welcome to Leichhardt Oval as Australian Championship Round 4 action rolls around to the inner west. And as we pass the halfway mark of the group stage, it's that time now where teams start to face each other for the second time. So a bit of familiarity between these two. West APIA, they got the better of MetroStars last time out, but it's all on the line this time with MetroStars 3 points behind their opponents. A win today is vital to staying alive in Group D for the boys from South Australia. On the other hand, for West APIA, win today and progression is within touching distance. Good afternoon and welcome to this Australian Championship broadcast on SBS On Demand. Will Constantinides taking you through this one as we take a look at the standings. There is Group D, all tied up at the top. APIA and Bayswater City just 1 point between them, so those two will be likely jostling for top spot. That is unless the MetroStars can get an all-important 3 points here today, which puts them right back in the conversation for second and potentially more, depending on what happens between Bayswater and Sydney United later this afternoon. So the group is hanging in the balance as we come into round 4. Still so much to play for with a chance to get to the quarterfinals. You see the referees out in the middle today, taking the teams through. There the teams are led by Sean Simmons and Fabian Barbiero. We'll get to the team news in just a moment, but you can see the APIA faithful have made the trip down. Just their second home game of the campaign. They've got another one still to go later against Bayswater City. They actually don't leave the state of New South Wales for the rest of the campaign, do West APIA. So getting a win here today is about getting back on the right track after their tight 1-0 loss out west to Bayswater City, a result which now has Bayswater top of the group. For MetroStars, they've also had a bit of success in Sydney as of late themselves, of course, fresh off a come-from-behind 2-1 win against Sydney United 58 last week in Sydney. They return to Sydney, hoping to make it 2-2 on the road against MPL New South Wales opposition, a task which will certainly be difficult given the way that APIA have been performing. But Bayswater showed last week that the MPL New South Wales champions can be gotten at. Let's take a look at the team news now for Franco Parisi's side. Oli Kallitz starts in goal. Just the one change from the side that lost to Bayswater. Jack Stewart drops to the bench. He will be replaced by Presley Ortiz. Other than that, it is unchanged for Franco Parisi as his side look to get back to winning ways at home. As for the MetroStars, also just the one change for Danny Greystone. Jake Porter drops out of the 11. He was replaced by the vastly experienced and club captain Fabian Barbiero. The one-time cap Socceroo goes into the centre of midfield, pushing Michael Cittadini into the number 9 spot. Other than that, they are also unchanged after their 2-1 win to Sydney United 58. There are referees out in the middle, and now if you're wondering who those men in the greatly Italian tracksuits are, that is comedy group Sushi Mango, who have been brought in to assist APIA today. Eric Sava is our centre referee from New South Wales. As the teams going through their final stages now. It was Jordan Segredo who got the only goal last time these two teams met. He's of course starting here today. He came off the bench last time and scored with his first touch in over 3.5 months after his long injury layoff. He gets the start today against the side he was so effective against in just a short space of time. The MetroStars team got their first set of points. Last time puts them on 3 points in third spot in Group D. So they're not out of it just yet, but anything less than a point, ideally 3, if they do want to really progress out of this group. See the APIA fans have packed in to Leichhardt Oval. They had a great crowd last time out, and that was despite all the rain and thunderstorms that were predicted. On screen now is Thomas Visser. He's played but just a couple of games for the MetroStars. His first season at the club via Cumberland United. Was the player of the year for the MetroStars, winning the Lee Robertson medal. So he's certainly one to watch in midfield here today. He'll be out on the left side as the MetroStars will get us underway. Cittadini and Barbiero standing over this one, and we're off at Leichhardt Oval. This round 4 Australian Championship action. MetroStars looking to immediately burst forward with Visser, but there is Ollie Kalatz. He'll take more of the same, he hopes. Great atmosphere to this one, a great sense of anticipation. With APIA faltering away to Bayswater City last time out, they know that each game is difficult. Now they look to get forward immediately. A switch of play intended to find Segredo, and he's unable to stretch and connect onto that one. But APIA will look to try and use the space that is afforded to them on this larger Leichhardt Oval pitch. Nagel taking this throw. Gow is dropping short, asking for it. Instead he'll go down the line. Flicked on by Visser. Fong is in the way though. And you can see Barbiero holding the captain's armband. 41-year-old midfielder, the Cap Socceroo. If you want to have your say on who you think will win, you can scan that QR code on your screen right now and vote for either West APIA or the MetroStars. As now the MetroStars look to play their way through. Ball's on that far side. His pass was intercepted. Kambiashi works his way through a tight corner. APIA looking to go quickly. Important touch by Nagel, but he couldn't get the second one. That keeps Monge in play. So him and Segredo can progress down this right-hand side if they decide to do so. Instead, a bit more patient build-up for Franco Parisi's men. El Hindi had to get rid of it in a hurry. Him and Caspers couldn't work their feet out, and now MetroStars can take it forward. Barbiero, his pass was shut down. And you can see how fast these two teams want to play. A real chess match when they met in Adelaide last time out. It's just a sole goal. It was MetroStars who had some good passages of play in their first time out against West APIA, but scoring goals has been the difficulty for them. There is Barbiero. 361 games in South Australia for Fabian Barbiero, the 41-year-old. 300 plus of those for the MetroStars. Great asset to have, and no doubt his extra experience will come in handy in such a big game, such a crunch match for MetroStars. Simmons, the opposing captain. Here's Kalatz. Drills one down the flank. It might be picked off though, and it indeed is. Ball's moving it forward. Out wide with Satira. Skips past the first defender and gets past El Hindi too. Good clean-up defending in the end by Caspers, but APIA aren't able to clear their lines. Before Simmons tries to send it out over the sideline. It's still there for the MetroStars, looking for Visser centrally. And just for a brief couple of moments, the MetroStars were just a final pass away there, but they were able to score their first set of goals last time out against Sydney United 58. Actually didn't score for their first 2 Australian Championship games, so it was a bit of a wait, but it was well worth it in the end to get their first win. As El Hindi looks to switch out to Segredo, he should get there, and does. Segredo can be so dangerous, shifts left and right. Segredo onto that right foot, cross is shut down. Fong can recycle with Kelly, has to sort his feet out with the presses coming. MetroStars doing well to just keep APIA at bay for the time being. It's been intense to start from both. Kuda. Simmons. Going to go at Satira, takes him inside. Still with Monge and El Hindi. Caspers, this is good from APIA. Kambiashi, always the danger man, cutting it back. Ortiz is in the area. Presley Ortiz. Straight down the throat of Cody Ostrike. But that's exactly what APIA will look to do, get their wingers involved, get it cutting inside as we look picture in picture at Kambayashi. Found Presley Ortiz, and you won't want to give him too much more space. Knowing his lofty standards, he would have wanted to do a bit more and testing MetroStars keeper. Kalatz. Kelly. El Hindi drops into the back line. El Hindi again. Ortiz drops off the line with Kambayashi. APIA's front three starting to tick over. It's wide with Simmons. Looking down the line for Kambayashi, but that's far too close to Lockie Barr. And he makes no mistake about it. The former Adelaide United and Perth Glory defender. APIA in a hurry with Monge. Ortiz in a similar position to where he was. Still with Ortiz on that right. Went for the unselfish option that time. MetroStars wiser to it. APIA having a lot of success down this left-hand side. No surprise with Simmons and Kambayashi. Those two have been so effective. Here is Seiya Kambayashi. Ortiz has been ever present so early already. Simmons. Pass is deflected. Be an APIA throw deep in attacking territory. And both teams are not shy in getting forward early. Both like to play with the ball. It was Monge who was coming back from an offside position. MetroStars will just try and slow things down a little bit after a bit of a flurry of passes in the final third from West APIA as Ostrak takes no chances, launches it down the other end, but that's easy for Sean Simmons to nod forward. Caspers momentarily slips, but there is Gao. So important to this MetroStars team. He's sitting on 49 career goals. For MetroStars is Hamish Gao, so he's looking for the milestone 50. Good interception by Caspers. El Hindi dived in on Visser, which gave away his position slightly, but he's able to recover well, and MetroStars can keep moving it about. Again, they had a decent chunk of the ball when these two teams last met. Just all about creating chances. That's been the difficulty for Danny Greystone's side, is consistently getting forward and also finding the back of the net. Interestingly, two of the three lowest scoring sides in the Australian Championship so far are in Group D. MetroStars and Sydney United 58, which is 2 goals through 3 games. South Hobart, the other side, with just 2 goals. This is actually the lowest scoring group by some margin, Group D. Just 12 goals between all teams in Group D. Now compare that to the next lowest group, which is Group B, where there's been 23 goals scored. And then it goes up to 24 for Group A and 25 for Group C. So these games in this group tend to be tight affairs. APIA have been the most free scoring of the teams in this group, as Kambayashi bursting forward. Doesn't have much in the way of support, so tries himself. And you don't blame him, because the next closest APIA player was about 15-20 metres behind him. And the magic of the man is Seiya Kambayashi. You see, he just checks his shoulder on the right, knows there's not much on, and tries his luck. Now they can try and play out here. MetroStars, it's with Ostrak, has Barr and McNamara with him. 2 centre-backs ahead of him. Barbiero at full stretch to keep it alive, and he's found the spare man in midfield, which is Hamish Gao. Gao, a good pass forward. Visser might get there, but not before Kalatz does. And APIA uncharacteristically giving just free passage forward for MetroStars. It was Gao that was left in acres of space to pick up the pass to Visser. Here is Fong. Kelly swings it to other centre back, Michael Kuda. Have to go right all the way around the back four. Now Simmons uses his left foot and uses his body well. Gets all tangled up with Jackson Walls. Play on, says Eric Saba. I think that was both players pushing and shoving there, so the referee was inclined to let them play as Kelly takes his touch forward and out of trouble. APIA can go forward. There is Visser, Thomas Visser. Cameron Fong on the throw now. Monge past the flex again forward. And APIA can just march forward a few metres. There's the APIA assistant coach. David DiPuzzo. Him and Franco Parisi have spearheaded a fantastic run for West APIA. Of course, APIA Leichhardt in the NPL New South Wales. They were premiers in their first season under Franco Parisi in 2023. Then Waratah Cup winners in 2024. And now NPL champions in 2025. So Franco Parisi's 3-year stint as a head coach, he's won every piece of silverware you can in New South Wales. Now has his eyes set on the national stage, and with the way APIA were performing, save for maybe their loss to Bayswater last week, they certainly one of the favourites in the competition, probably the best side in New South Wales in this competition right now. I don't think too many would disagree with that. They certainly proved it when they beat Sydney United 4-0 on this very pitch a couple of weeks ago. A great home opener, which has the fans coming back for more. And Zostrak goes long again. Barbiero is the man up top. Jake Porter occupying that position last time out. Just a straight swap, like for like. Of course, Barbiero more of a midfielder, but with his experience, he's so versatile. Fortunato picks the pocket of Caspers, and now they can think about going. Had it not been for a sliding challenge by Drayden Kelly, APIA aren't out of the woods just yet. As Chittadini had committed forward. Ortiz. Good touch by Kambiashi. Now he plays through defenders with Monge. Kambiashi again. APIA continuing to pass their way forward. Fong makes an underlapping run. A fantastic sliding challenge by Scott Nagel. Now full stretch. Had Fong gotten through there, they've had plenty of options in the box. APIA's midfield really starting to work now. Fong goes down the line. Presley Ortiz will try and chase that, but all too easy for McNamara. Here's Gao. Monge, APIA, space starting to open up for them. Segredo, inside again with Monge. Has Ortiz to his left, that's where he goes. Presley Ortiz, easily dealt with by Jackson Walls. El Hindi is in a foot race with Barbiero. Barbiero beats him to it, but too many maroon shirts for him to contend with. Picture in picture again. You can just see Presley Ortiz, he wants that right foot. I think now MetroStars have clued onto him, dropping in that left half space around the box. They know that the runner-up in the NPL New South Wales Golden Boot is so effective at scoring. 17 goals in 25 games for Presley Ortiz in the past NPL season just gone, and the only man that scored more goals than him in New South Wales was Alec Urashevsky from Rockdale Illingdon. Here is Fong. Has options left and right. Now Segredo. Segredo is trying to disguise that pass, but again, Scott Nagel is really clued in into what the APIA winger is trying to do right now. And Now he's slightly dragged back. Play continues. MetroStars can take the ball forward. Barbiero is forced backwards under heavy pressure from Michael Kuda. It's been a sort of game where both teams have had their turns in possession. APIA will hold on to the ball for a couple of minutes, and then MetroStars will get their opportunity to go forward. And so far, both teams have had a reasonable amount of success in getting forward past the midfield. West APIA probably more success than MetroStars have had, but it's to be expected with APIA playing in home comforts at Leichhardt Oval, which of course is not their predominantly home pitch during the NPL season. They mostly play at Lambert Park, which is a tighter synthetic surface compared to the vaster grassy expanses of Leichhardt Oval. Ollie Kalatz marshalling his defence in front of him as they've now got to deal with some controlled possession from Hamish Gow and the MetroStars midfield. Noah McNamara swings it wide. Nagel has expected Barbiero or Visser or anyone really to make that run to the byline. No one had done so. And so we'll restart play with a APIA goal kick. There's Jordan Segredo. Scored APIA's first goal in the Australian Championship. Launched up by Kalatz. Aerial ping pong in midfield. It falls to the benefit of MetroStars. Ortiz drops off the line again with his back to goal. Monge linking up with Presley Ortiz. Still Presley Ortiz has a shot. Just wide of the goal this time. Had Cody Ostrak out there. Diving away to his right, and it's just a simple play between Monge and Ortiz that gets him forward. And that time Monge found a bit more space for Ortiz. Probably the best chance of the game so far really for Ortiz. Had a decent one a moment ago, but MetroStars still yet to really test Ollie Kalatz. El Hindi has had to keep the ball moving in midfield. Allows that freedom for Caspers and Monge to get further forward with him anchoring behind. And APIA have such great depth at midfield, especially since signing El Hindi. It means that players like Franco Farinella have to sit on the bench, unfortunately, because there's just no room in this midfield. And Farinella was a consistent player for APIA, the youngster. He's on the bench. El Hindi brought into APIA for the Australian Championship. Here's Kelly. Almost let that run out of play. Did just about enough to keep it in as El Hindi and Segredo, their passing combination doesn't turn out. McNamara. Him and Barr get a bit of an opportunity to advance the ball further forward. We've seen APIA do this already as Gow now has to find his way through midfield. Controlled and patient build-up from the South Australian Premiers. Get another opportunity with a throw. Walls on that far side. Danny Greystone and his coaching staff starting to see their side come into the game a bit more. Visser just behind as Nagel had committed forward. This might leave a bit of space for Segredo to burst forward into. Now he looks to switch it out to the other side, straight onto the feet of Ortiz. Has Monge overlapping him as well. Presley Ortiz has found Segredo and skies it from short range. And you can see the instant reaction from Segredo. He knows that was his opportunity to make it 2-2 against MetroStars. And it was a lot of great work from Jordan Segredo. He picked up the ball after his opposing fullback had committed on the overlap, switched it out to Presley Ortiz and was found with a fantastic return pass. And the quality of Jordan Segredo, you would have absolutely backed him to score in that situation. And unfortunately, maybe got too excited with the opportunity and put too much power on it. As the MetroStars are able to breathe a massive sigh of relief. As you look picture in picture, the pass from Presley Ortiz is in a perfect position. Now here he goes again, Ortiz. He's been the most lively of all APIA players so far. Now he puts on the step overs, looks for another cross. That time, Ostrak was wiser to it and almost gives it away, and now it's been turned over in an advantageous position for West APIA. Kambiashi, he can free the feet too. Still there, Ortiz and Segredo. Now it's with Kambiashi. And it wasn't pretty from West APIA, but it almost created a golden opportunity. And I think Kambiashi wasn't really expecting the ball to get to him at all. He just had a snapshot on his left foot. The Japanese winger, Seiya Kambiashi, can score spectacular goals. Just look at the goal he scored here against Melbourne City in the Australia Cup at Leichhardt Oval, and look at the goal he scored in the grand final for APIA as well. He knows how to show up in big games. He's actually yet to score in the Australian Championship, which is quite a surprise. There's Fong looking for a throw-in option. Didn't like what he saw initially. Now plays short with Segredo. Visser. Back to Nagel, has to go centrally, but it's only to the feet of Michael Kuda. And the futsal Roo can assess the options ahead of him and goes left to Sean Simmons. Well-intended pass from Kambiashi, just had a bit too much heat on it. And so MetroStars can reset things again. David DeFutso and the APIA subs, Franco Parisi in the back of shot there. You'll see both DeFutso and Parisi consistently standing up throughout the game. It's a real fantastic coaching tandem that has had so much success in such a short space of time in New South Wales. Satira. A strike. And McNamara. This time APIA's press is a little behind, and McNamara can take the space given to him before launching one forward. That attack comes to an unfortunate end for MetroStars. So far through, just over 20 minutes in this first half. No surprises that West APIA have looked the better of the two. Looking for that breakthrough in the back of the net, and Segredo's probably had the best opportunity at doing so. Ortiz has had a couple himself. Danny Greystone's men still yet to really test Ollie Kalatz, but they've shown flashes of getting forward and playing through midfield. Barr slides a pass wide to Jackson Walls. We've seen Sean Simmons on that far side get forward as an overlapping fullback. Not as much for Walls. APIA have kept MetroStars pinned back. Monge. Ortiz has drifted wide to receive. Stops and just holds up the ball. Waits for a bit more support in Maroon to arrive. Between the lines they go with Caspers. Now Monge. Fong has come into midfield. He can burst forward if he wants himself. And saw the bright lights of getting forward from right back. Decided to have a go. And didn't really have MetroStars particularly worried. But again, you can see now just the confidence of Fong to get forward. And as the West APIA fans have shown out in good numbers, you can see the drums. You can see a man in a Halloween costume, I think, holding those drums. Good spirit here in Leichhardt. It's such a great day out, such a great venue for football. Very different type of venue for West APIA compared to the tight confines and intimate surrounds of Lambert Park. Ortiz. It's a part of his game that he's really developed. Presley Ortiz came into the NPL New South Wales as primarily a finisher. But with the way APIA play, he's asked to do a lot, and he's asked to be a big part of their build-up as well. He's not necessarily a traditional big hold-up striker, but he can drop into midfield, and with his technical ability can play some good passes around there, as we've seen so far, especially when APIA are able to dominate in possession like they have been through 25 minutes here. Visser is asked to chase, but Kelly is right there, puts on the step-overs and gets away. Didn't want to play back towards Kalatz, recognizing the press is there. Nagel. And towards Bar. Hope you've been enjoying your Sunday serving of Australian Championship action so far. Of course, there's a whole host of games happening on this Sunday. Broadmeadow and Moreton City up at Perry Park. More important game in that group after South Melbourne have basically gone clear at the top. Second place is right up for grabs, as it is in this one, pending the result. MetroStars hoping to win. But if the game so far has shown anything, it's that APIA have really bounced back after that tough result to Bayswater. Skips away. Cody Ostrach in goal has been busy so far. He's one of just 3 players to have played all MetroStars games this season. Is Ostrach the keeper? Other players to have done so are Jackson Walls and Noah McNamara. So basically 3 out of the 5 defenders plus keeper have played in every single game that MetroStars have appeared in this season. It's a fantastic stat of consistency for Danny Greystone. Really shows that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They were dominant in the league season, the MetroStars. And this defence was a big part. It conceded just 20 goals all campaign, which was the least in the competition by 10. They also scored 55 goals through the NPL season, which was also the most in the competition by 10. So they were far and away the best in the league. 13 points clear, but unfortunately fell in their second consecutive grand final. 2-1 loss to Croydon Kings. So knockout football, not necessarily the MetroStars' strong suit, but they have all the quality to really trouble teams. They're still within touching distance of the quarterfinals, but this game is potentially campaign defining for them. Barbiero, Gao has gotten forward here. This could be a good opportunity for the MetroStars, as that shooting angle was promptly shut down for Hamish Gao. The midfield just opened up again for APIA. It's not the first time that has happened. A combination of passing between Cittadini and Fortunato, who's on the ball now, have really had consistent success throughout the season. Almost created a golden opportunity for Gao. Walls checks back inside. Barbiero. Lockie Bar. This is as far advanced as MetroStars have consistently been in this first half. Looking to make it count. Looking for that killer pass forward. It's taken away though by Caspers, and Segredo can get forward again. We've seen him do that to great effect. Looking for that swerving pass around the back line as Bar has to scramble, as does Ostrach. And there's a half suggestion of a back pass, but nothing meaningful and nothing that Eric Saber, our referee, was particularly interested in. Cittadini goes down under the challenge. He still has possession with El Hindi and Kelly draped over him. No foul, says the referee. And APIA can continue the attack. Ortiz has had a good chance already. That time Bar basically shepherds him towards Jackson Walls before Ortiz had followed through. So here's that chance again. You can see Barbiero, a fantastic pass to Gao, who's left unmarked, and he as he was winding up on that right foot, there was Cameron Fong coming across to deny him. It's shown again that the MetroStars have avenues forward, and this might be a successful one as Walls gets forward on the overlap, but not much really for him to work with. As they're now starting to play with a bit more confidence, the visitors. Simmons. Ortiz again, looking to free Simmons forward. He's made a massive lung-busting run 70 metres up the pitch here, has Sean Simmons, and perhaps a slightly tired cross at the end of it. That's the versatility of Sean Simmons. That left foot can be so good, and Sydney United learnt that last time out here when he scored a free kick. Good skill by Visser, but ran out of real estate on the sideline. There is Danny Greystone. Has a remarkable record in South Australia, does Danny Greystone. Has a 70% win percentage in all competitions. That's 70 wins in 94 matches. It's an outstanding win record. I don't think too many coaches around the Australian Championship would be able to boast that. So it's such a successful stint already. Of course, has led the team to 3 straight South Australian premierships in the NPL. All it's really missing has been the grand final. They'd love to progress to the knockout stages of this competition, as Gao is now starting to come into the game a bit more, which is good news for MetroStars fans. He can be so effective. Here he is, top of the box, lovely flick pass. Couldn't sort it out with Visser centrally, but still promising signs here for the visitors. As the half has gone on, they've come into a bit more. You would have seen Danny Greystone, just bottom of your screen, applauding the efforts from his team. He knows that the last 5 minutes have mostly been going their way. Barbiero just taking his time. You can see Gao was calling for the ball in midfield, but you sense that's where APIA want things to go centrally, try and shut him down, as McNamara can get as far forward as he has been. Good pass centrally. Visser was the intended man, and a suggestion of handball. MetroStars were appealing heavily for it, and it certainly struck a part of the arm, whether it was the upper arm or lower arm of, I think, Drayden Kelly there. A short-range deflection. But again, the MetroStars continue to just linger around the box of APIA. Wouldn't they love to jag one before half-time? All signs are certainly pointing to that, the way these last few minutes have gone, as we look picture-in-picture at the replay. Again, Cittadini was not picked up, and I think the ball just deflects onto Kelly's own arm from such short range. But from an APIA perspective, irrespective of that handball call, they cannot be leaving players like Cittadini and Gao in the space that they have been afforded so close to the edge of the area. Good football from MetroStars. Here is Barb between the lines. Cittadini can't evade his man, but Visser's on the second ball. Barbiero. Freeing the feet was Visser. It's been an interesting note to Thomas Visser's game. He's been playing as a left winger so far, but as the half has gone on, he has drifted more and more centrally to try and link up with Cittadini and Barbiero. And more often than not, it's started to work. So we'll see if that continues as the game has gone on, or whether that's an instruction from Danny Greystone to try and get his wingers more into the game. Opposingly, on the other side, Christian Satira has been finding it difficult to be as involved. Pass is almost intercepted by Gao. Segredo. McNamara is coming across and beats him to that foot race. Launches it up the other end of the pitch, and that's easy for Kelly to bring under his control And now it's APIA's turn to play with a bit more space in the middle. El Hindi gives it away cheaply. Satira, he's got the speed to get forward, has the man ahead of him, which is Cittadini, still with Satira, and Cittadini! And the MetroStars, the pressure pays off, and Michael Cittadini gives the visitors the lead in Leichhardt. They can't say it hasn't been coming. They pick it off in midfield. Christian Satira burst forward through the defense and found the perfectly weighted pass for Michael Cittadini. You can see there, Satira was waiting and waiting. No one had picked up Cittadini. A hint of offside maybe, but the flag had stayed down. And he has his first goal in the Australian Championship. I think it was that back foot of Sean Simmons that kept him on. And the MetroStars fans, they have travelled here to Sydney and they have been rewarded. 35 minutes gone. The South Australian Premiers League. Goal number 6 in 2025 for Michael Cittadini. His day job, he's a sales rep at a food and beverage company, and he's absolutely popped up with the goods here. It's just another case of APIA leaving too much space, and it's a goal of really their own doing. When MetroStars were able to fully capitalise, that has been the difficulty for MetroStars through their first couple of games, was finding consistent chances but also being clinical. And they get their best chance of the game, and one of a couple of chances here in Leichhardt, and they make it count when it matters most. And how this result might blow this group wide open. On the live ladder is Bayswater in first with 7 points. APIA in second on goal difference with 6, and then MetroStars with 6 just behind them. Kambiashi. How will APIA respond? Of course, always such a tough time to concede. Ortiz was looking for the back heel. Would have had Segredo in acres of space inside the 18. Barbiero wanted more support from Thomas Visser. You can see that from the body language. The MetroStars have to be careful that they don't simply dig in here and try and hold on just before halftime or hold on for the rest of the game, because APIA, if you give them consistent possession, they will eventually make you pay. Simmons, good pass forward. Ortiz is in the area. They do find him. Still with Presley Ortiz and West APIA. Kambiashi holds it up. Ortiz gets forward. Segredo is looking to peel off. El Hindi strikes and was immediately rising off his boot. Cody Ostrich in goal. Of course, MetroStars yet to keep a clean sheet in this competition, but through just under 40 minutes in this first half, they have really done well. They gave up a couple of chances in the first period of this half, but since then they have done quite well in shutting APIA out, as Fortunato and Hamish Gow get in each other's way. And how Danny Greystone will be delighted with how his side have performed here today. The job is certainly not done just yet, but they've shored things up defensively in these last 10-15 minutes. And the goals have been coming. And there is the Who You Think Will Win poll. No doubt that would have swung after that goal from Cittadini. Just over half of you think MetroStars will win. You can still have your say as the game goes on, either through that QR code or through the Australian Championship website. Caspers looking to respond immediately. Still with Caspers. Couldn't sort his feet out on the byline. And high fives all around between McNamara and Barr. There is a lot of momentum behind this MetroStars defence. You can just see Caspers was holding with Barr on his back, and as soon as the space opened up, The only space that was left was over the sideline. Ostrak has consistently gone long. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon as he looks to dig it out. MetroStars just 5 minutes away from an all-important halftime break. If they can get into the sheds with this scoreline, they'll be really pleased with how that game is going. Probably as good of a first half as they would have planned for coming here to Leichhardt as they look to make it back-to-back wins on the road against NPL New South Wales opposition. Kelly sliding a pass forward, immediately read by Scott Nagel. Barbiera has dropped back into midfield. Cittadini has now gone to the top of the attack. Visser, you can see him in that 17 jersey in midfield. Fortunato elects to go wide instead. Satira can't get his feet out. And Satira and Fortunato, they have a interesting relationship. They're actually co-workers. They both work as accountants. The number 6 and number 8 for the MetroStars. No doubt see plenty of each other through the week at work and on the weekend. Kambiashi. Look to take his man one-on-one. You can see Satira has Jackson Walls backing him up as well as they try and double up Kambiashi to stop him getting forward. Eventually he finds a cheeky pass. Simmons has got forward himself. Sean Simmons tried to catch or strike out, but again the MetroStars keeper stands tall. And this defense is holding very well as he was Segredo, who was very much in the game in these early stages, hasn't been cited as much as Monge leaves that pass behind. Gao is goal side of El Hindi. Cittadini, an outstretched shoulder from Drayden Kelly, stops further passageway forward as APIA now have to try and respond before the break. El Hindi. Game starting to open up in the latter stages of this first half. You can see how much midfield space there is, whether it's Gao getting forward or Caspers. Those two in particular have really benefited from this game opening up. Ortiz has support arriving, doesn't quite need it just yet as Monge is able to help him out. Walls takes no chances. Jackson Walls, again, one of those players that has played in all MetroStars matches in 2025, a supreme record for the 24-year-old defender, playing his 120th game in all competitions for MetroStars. Good pass for Fong. APIA try and work the tight angles. It's still here for Monge and Ortiz. Didn't catch it as he intended. But that's a couple of chances now that have fallen to Presley Ortiz. Hasn't been able to breach Cody Ostrak's goal. You can see, didn't quite catch it. Cittadini, can he turn provider? Kuda's going to let that roll out. APIA, maybe in a hurry. Try and turn the tide of this game before the halftime break. All eyes will be on how much time is added on. A good pass forward. Segreto gets in behind. Here is Segreto. Deflected shot, took the sting out of it. APIA continue to get half chances on goal, yet to make one count. And Segreto and Ortiz have had a couple between them. Caspers tries to get on the end of this one with Fortunato and is rewarded with a throw in deep in attacking territory. So there it is, just 1 minute of time added on. No surprises really, it's been a free-flowing game with not too many stoppages. Caspers and Kambiashi. Top of the box intended for Fong, but it's going to be picked off by Visser, and he can try and race away himself. Switch of play is going to be intended for Cittadini before Kelly steps into action. Cittadini looks up and only sees maroon shirts, so has to go backwards. And MetroStars will be happy with this. Easy foul with Segredo and Nagel getting tangled up. And that's exactly what MetroStars would have wanted. And so Eric Saba brings the half to a close at Leichhardt Oval. It's Michael Cittadini's goal that is the difference. MetroStars certainly looked the better of the two towards the back end of this first half after APIA had a bit of a flurry of chances to start. And APIA certainly have had their chances through this break, and we'll wonder about a couple to the likes of Ortiz and Segredo that maybe they'll be thinking about if the score remains as is. So halftime break coming up here on SBS On Demand and the FA YouTube channel. My name's been Will Constantinidis. Halftime in Lilyfield, it's West APIA 0, MetroStars 1.
West's APIA, the new name for a re-emerging football power. But what's the story behind it? APIA is synonymous with the Inner West, from Lambert Park to Leichhardt Oval. When they get a shot on the national stage, these guys win. From an NSL championship in the 80s to cup sets in the 21st century. APIAs are arguably the best of them.
Diaz spots Margos off his line. It's an absolute stunner from Tynan Diaz.
So the West's APIA name is about buying in for a bright future, continuing the legacy that's seen so much success.
Fix the ball again, APIA. Sakia getting around his man. Oh, it's two! A thunderous finish!
And there's been a space cleared in the Joe Marston Pavilion for what the club hopes will be its next trophy. The trophy handed out for winning the Australian Championship. Have the Eastern States underestimated South Australia at their peril? Anytime Northeastern MetroStars are in a national competition, they need to be respected. The team from TK Shutter are a 21st century success story in the city that the great Johnny Warren once described as
the true football capital of Australia.
Since their formation in the mid-90s, MetroStars have won 7 state cups and finished top of the league 11 times, both more than any other team in that time.
Fabian Barbiero, you show off! What a goal!
5 times qualified for the national rounds of the Australia Cup, and NPL National Finals champions in 2014, including a win against South Melbourne at Lakeside along the way. Watch out for the yellow and red stripes of MetroStars. They're coming to make SA great in the Australian Championship.
I'm a son of an immigrant that came from Greece with nothing but hopes and dreams. And football created not just the chance to watch your team. It was a hub where people met future brides, future husbands. It was a hub where you got jobs. It was a hub where it gave you confidence, where you felt that you could speak your native tongue and not be worried about what anyone else would say. But now the championship allows those teams with that multicultural DNA to really embrace, celebrate, honour those before and those after.
The beautiful thing about these clubs, Sydney United, Marconi, APIA, the kit that I'm wearing today, the beautiful thing about them is they're not just for Italians. They're not just for those communities that found them, and it's expanded. Like, just speaking on behalf of APIA, Joe Marsden, the first ever Australian to play in an FA Cup final, was an Italian. Rally Rasic, one of the most famous managers in Australian football history. And then even you take it now to the APIA and Marconi teams of today, they've expanded now to be not just a team for Italians, which is what they were founded on, but a team for everyone, for any Australian football fan, for any nationality. You look at the national team, for example, look at the names. Chikati, Irankunda, Mohamed Toure. It's such an exciting, young, multicultural Australian national team. And that's what this country was founded on, but I also think when you look at these clubs, that's what football in this country was founded on as well. So I think it's a really exciting time.
That's my favourite part about what's happening now, the momentum with these clubs. When I played there, it was very much focused on the past. What I notice now when I walk through those gates, there's a lot of talk about the future. You know, even when things sometimes don't go to plan in Australia, even when mistakes are made, football is still this beast that it's never going away. The next generation of kids, they're growing up playing football video games. They're collecting vintage football kits. They're wanting to engage on all social media platforms with the world of football because it's the game that the world talks about. It's the game that the world cares about.
There's always that will to win every competition you're in, particularly at a club like Preston. We don't really like second or third or fourth. I don't like second or third or fourth. We want to be the team. We want to be the team that everyone fears. We want to be the team that everyone respects.
Look, I think it's exciting for everyone, not just for me. It will be the first one, which is exciting to be part. I hope we can have a good run and we can win the first one. For me, success is like create something bigger more than win a title.
It's not about dwelling on the past. It's about understanding why we are where we are. Why are we at 6 straight World Cups? You know, why have we produced all these good players? Well, it's because we've had this great professional league, the A-League, but we've also had all these clubs before it that have produced generations of players. That's why it's in our blood.
With APIA consistently getting forward and having half chances on goal, they were able to rack up the shot tally, and MetroStars made their chances count when it mattered most. But both teams really had their passages, and MetroStars had the better looks at goal to the last 10-15 minutes. APIA were consistently there or thereabouts, but ultimately were confined. As we take you through the round 4 highlights so far, what a game this was between two heavyweights. Marconi and Heidelberg ended up finishing a goal apiece. Here's the first goal, a looping header to get it started. Harry van der Sarg scoring for his new club, the former A-League man. But it wasn't to be for the Stallions. A 70th minute equaliser coming in the end for Heidelberg United, which keeps them in a very good position in that group. The Australian Cup finalists. A fantastic save by James Hilton in goal, and this was a high-scoring affair. Canberra, Croatia have threatened recently, but Avondale were just able to get the better of them in the nation's capital. Bruno Fornaroli returning to the score sheet, and that time he was involved in some bit of link-up play as well, as Avondale would really flex their muscle in this group. A double for Cuba, that was the first of two, as Avondale would go and do what the other NPL Victoria side, Preston Lions, weren't able to do and win away at Canberra, Croatia. How about this from Ali Orgla? 4 goals in 4 games for the Sydney Olympic winger, putting his defender on skates. But again, Sydney Olympic weren't able to hold out. South Melbourne go clear top of that group. Fantastic strike by Lampard to get things started. And how about this from Habib? Sneaking in at the near post through Gibson. A 93rd minute winner for South Melbourne. And Sinisa Hadzic absolutely loving it. That's been all the action so far. That was the Saturday games and the Friday games across the grounds in the Australian Championship. So much action, so much drama, as here is how things are shaping out on your Sunday. So Moreton City Excelsior currently up 2-1 against Broadmeadow Magic. Broadmeadow are actually a man down. And meanwhile, the Wolves and South Hobart locked at 2 goals apiece at Collegians down the south coast from where we are here, where West APIA trail at home to Northeastern MetroStars. So here are the groups. South Melbourne have locked up progression to the quarterfinals, become the first club to do so. Moreton City Excelsior on the live ladder with their 1-goal advantage over Broadmeadow Magic lead. And in Group B, it's Heidelberg and Marconi in the 1 and 2 spot. There is Group D. How are things shaping out with MetroStars? You can see why these 3 points are so important to them, because if they lock this down, they are just goal difference behind West Apia in trying to maybe upset the apple cart a little bit and sneak their way into the quarterfinals. Not many would have predicted Bayswater and MetroStars in the top 2. The general consensus was that at least Apia were going to top this group, and then one of likely MetroStars or Sydney United 58, but Bayswater have come to play with how defensively solid they have been, and you can just ask Apia about how hard it is to go travel out west. But the good news for West Apia and their fans is that this game and all their remaining games in the group stage of the Australian Championship are all in Sydney. So that's how things are shaping up. We'll be back soon for more second half action from Leichhardt Oval. Welcome back to Leichhardt Oval on your Sunday serving of Australian Championship action, and what a sight it is. The 8th wonder of the world in Sydney's inner west, playing host to fantastic football on your Sunday between two titans of their respective states. Three-time consecutive South Australian premiers MetroStars currently lead 1-0 over the reigning New South Wales champions West's APIA, and of course Australian Championship Foundation Club West's APIA. The fans on the hill have been enjoying it. Of course, the grandstand in front is absolutely packed, so the rest have gone out onto the hill to try and take in all the action. APIA fans, young and old, watching on rather nervously as their side are now 1-0 down. An unfamiliar position they find themselves. They've largely been so dominant in the Australian Championship, and I think last week's result to Bayswater might have been a bit of a shock to the system. And they started very brightly against MetroStars, but as the game went on and on, the visitors started to become more comfortable on their road trip, and it's Michael Cittadini's goal that has that scoreboard on the Wayne Pearce Hill saying APIA Leichhardt 0 and away 1. Fantastic crowd. All eyes will be on what the crowd number is. It was over 3,000 last time when they played Sydney United 58. I dare say we're looking at least that, if not slightly more. But it's all to do for West APIA, and while we have a moment, we might run you through who's on the bench for both teams, because that might become a factor as this game goes on. So Jack Stewart is on the bench, as is Max Court, Dom Costanzo, Alex Denmead, Franco Farinella, Rory Jordan and Alex Parks. That's a heavy firepower bench. APIA have a lot of attackers and midfielders that they can bring on, which is no surprise given how deep this team runs. Comparatively for Danny Greystone and Northeastern MetroStars, Lachlan Kazapla, Christian D'Angelo, Lionel Muhitara, Anthony Rapuano, Thomas Divin, the backup keeper, and Ricardo Lipiello. As all the fans watch on, there's the Keith Barnes stand, the historic stand here at Leichhardt Oval, as we are just awaiting the return of our two teams. As mentioned, you would have seen at the halftime break how important this game is in the context of the group, especially for MetroStars, who will want to keep their hopes of progression alive. As you can see, the players front of screen are now starting to walk out. All to do for West APIA. Can they do what they were unable to do last week against Bayswater and come from behind to win? They took the lead against the MetroStars 1-0, and they were very, very comfortable against Sydney United 58. Now they've been put in a bit of a position that they'll need to adapt to. There's Yaya El Hindi, who's been at the base of midfield for Franco Parisi, the new signing for the Australian Championship, just his 4th game in the Maroon-Azzurri. Has a widely travelled history. Was playing in the Lebanese Premier League prior to this, had a stint in Bahrain as well. Actually had to leave Lebanon in 2019 and return to Australia due to political unrest in the country. He's also 4 times capped for the Lebanese national team, so has a lot of experience. Is very familiar to NPL New South Wales as well. Will no doubt have his stint on life with West APIA and maybe beyond. So there's the Who You Think Will Win poll. A chance to have your say before the teams head out. The team on screen, the MetroStars, currently leading ever so slightly, and they've looked good value for their goal. APIA can't say that it wasn't coming. The MetroStars certainly warned them. I think the disappointing factor for APIA will be the fact that they had so many chances but were unable to put one away. And that man on screen, their Japanese maestro winger, Seiya Kambayashi, can be so effective if given the space. Has been mostly providing than finishing, but he can do a bit of both. And no doubt he'll be looking for his first goal in the Australian Championship very soon. Making sure all is ready ahead of kickoff. There's APIA skipper Sean Simmons. Might they rely on a set-piece goal from him, maybe? His free kick against Sydney United will live long in the memory. So there's a substitution. confirmation that that is for West's APIA. Jordan Segredo, the winger, has come off in place of Jack Stewart, so a like-for-like swap on the wing. And Stewart, of course, started their last game, and he has been a consistent threat as well for the hosts. So all to play for in Group D with 45 minutes to go, and the 45 minutes that could well define whether the MetroStars are still in the quarterfinal picture or whether West APIA are able to relatively cruise through their final 2 games with not much worry in a result which would put them at least, pending results later, 4 or 5 points clear, and at best 6 points clear of the MetroStars. Kambiashi wasting no time, marking his imprint on this game and this second half. Kambiashi, you can just see there are 3 black shirts right there with him. They know that they cannot give him an inch of room, and they'll have to pay with it for a corner. Corners have been hard to come by. What can APIA do from their first of this second half? On the near side, it's going to be the in-swing delivery of their number 2, their main man, Saya Kambiashi. Kambiashi, numbers are queuing in the box for him. They're mostly around the edge of the area. Now they make their move. Back post it goes. El Hindi is up. Kuda was arriving late also. Falls back out to Stewart. Second phase of the set piece here for West APIA. And they recycle. Monge. Satira was quick on him. Out wide it is with Caspers and Monge. Midfielders linking up between them. APIA now have to get through this set defense. Kuda. Kambiashi is immediately met with 2 defenders. It's very rare you'll see him with just 1. Monge and Ortiz. This is good from APIA. This is where they looked positive. Now it's fallen back to Fabian Monge. It's in the back of the net, but the flag is immediately up. Before he got that shot away, Fabian Monge, the assistant on the far side, had called for offside. But a massive warning shot fired by West APIA as we look picture in picture at this chance. A lovely dink pass over the top onto the chest by Jack Stewart, and Monge had the composure to finish but didn't have the positioning to stay onside. Franco Parisi, the APIA head coach, watching on with a rather stern look on his face. He's an APIA legend in every sense of the word. Probably one of the... Look at all the great players that have played for APIA down the years. And the club's made its success in the 60s and then in the NSL in the 80s. Franco Parisi is certainly the best of the 21st century. So much so that the club has retired the number 10 jersey that he used to wear. And immediately after retiring, he assumed the head coaching role. It can be always difficult straight after playing to immediately come into head coaching, especially at a club like APIA. But as mentioned in the first half, he has already ticked off every piece of major silverware in New South Wales within 3 years. So much success between both benches tonight. Danny Greystone has been as dominant as any coach has been in their own state. Stewart wants to go quickly. Gets all tangled up on that far side. Still with Jack Stewart. It's going to deflect out off Scott Nagel. Former Mount Druitt Town Ranger Jack Stewart has been loving life at APIA, and he's a big part of this team. Nagel able to stay with him all the way. Simmons, this in-swinging left-footed delivery. What can he do? A couple of corners to start these first 5 minutes for West APIA. Goes short, something from the training ground. Caspers, lofted pass up and all over. But this is exactly how APIA would have wanted to start this second half. It's really how they started the first as well. They came out hot. They've had plenty of chances. But MetroStars have been able to make it count where it matters most. Ostrak standing over this one, hoping for a first clean sheet in the Australian Championship. And what a way to do it against MPL New South Wales champions on their home deck. Kalatz had to get rid of it slightly quickly with Chittadini just lurking around. El Hindi drops it short to Fong. APIA turnover possession. Scott Nagel on that far side, just looking for some support. Goes inside to Hamish Gow, and how important was Hamish Gow through that first half as he started to open up the game, as Visser started to drift inside. That's when things started to really tick over for Northeastern MetroStars, and it was ultimately what found Chittadini through Satira's pass. She has their all-important third goal, and it doesn't matter how many goals the MetroStars score, whether it's only the 3 they've gotten through 4 games. If they can find their way in second spot, they'll be cheering. Ortiz now. Kambiashi. Smart back heel to his number 9. Presley Ortiz looked so dangerous in the first. This time he's shut down. So many numbers in the area for MetroStars. Out wide with Sean Simmons. Can put in a good ball in. Takes a big deflection on its way through. Falls back out. Fong drills it. Caught it very well. And it required the intervention of Noah McNamara to stop it getting through to his own keeper. APIA looking very positive to start. And Fong put his laces through it there. I think Ostrak was well positioned to make the save, but you don't want to take the chance there as a defender through the sea of bodies that your keeper might see it late. And now Sean Simmons has APIA's third corner through just 7 minutes of this second half. Greystone watching on. In it goes. There goes Ostrak to punch. And Satira can get it away from immediate danger as Kelly is tracking back on Visser. A brief tug of the shirt there. Not enough to warrant a foul, says Eric Saba. APIA track back well to deny Satira getting over the top and in behind. Kuda. And Kambiashi. Monge. Pass is intercepted. He wanted to play between Gow and Fortunato. Ended up turning it over in midfield. Chittadini has dropped off, and he's been exactly what MetroStars have wanted him to be, a clinical striker up front. They had to reshuffle the lineup a little bit. Barbiero coming in place of the young forward, Jake Porter, the 19-year-old. So far working a treat. McNamara. Switch of play straight onto the chest of Walls. He gets past his man, is dragged down, and no advantage was forthcoming. And Sean Simmons was beaten completely there by his opposing fullback. A great touch by Jackson Walls. Saw that his man had committed and wanted to stay on his feet because he knew a chance was brewing. But ultimately, they get a free kick in a very dangerous position here with Hamish Gow and Michael Chittadini just standing over it. In a bit of a conference as to how they're going to go about this one. You can see Chittadini with a hand motion about maybe swerving it in. A very tough one for Ollie Kalatz to try and deal with, because you can feasibly shoot from here if you do want to catch the keeper out with that left foot of Hamish Gow. The right-footed option is Chittadini. So what will they go with? Left foot from Gow, tries to go through traffic. Chested away by the defence. And now APIA might think about a counter here with Ortiz, Stewart and Kambiashi arriving late. Stewart tries the crossfield switch, is overhit though. There's Danny Greystone. 94 matches in charge of MetroStars, 70 wins for a 70% win record in all competitions. Has had a long coaching journey, 260 total games coached for South Adelaide, Cove and South Adelaide again. Then went to Cairns FC before returning to MetroStars. Had a stint with Melbourne Victory in their academy, with various coaching roles there at age group levels. Now is with the MetroStars and has led them to so much success, and this would be their best result through the Australian Championship so far, if it were to hold, that is. Still the best part of 35 minutes, plus stoppages. Walls splits the press and throws it out to McNamara. Nagel. Now he can think about getting further forward maybe. Fortunato has very quietly gone about his business at the base of this MetroStars midfield. Allows a lot more license to Barbiero and Gao. Kelly is strong in the air, was uncontested though. Out wide to Cambiashi. Walls and Satiro are ahead of him. Gao goes in strongly and gets past El Hindi, who complained about a shirt pull, but nothing doing from Eric Saba. Satira looking for that same pass to Cittadini. It was almost a copy-paste replay of the goal that has MetroStars in front. Ortiz is gifted a bit of space between defenders. Stewart. Cambiashi has gone central, and Stewart has a pop into the grateful arms of Cody Ostrike. In his second season at the club via Lions FC in Queensland, where he made his senior debut at just 17. He's only 21 years of age. Here's Cody Ostrike, so at such a young age is getting a big nod. Starting for a highly successful NPL side, as is Ollie Callats. He's 22 as we take a look at the replay on this foul. I don't think Drayden Kelly can have too many complaints there. Went in strong and late on Cittadini. Pensive look from Franco Parisi in that technical area. Has already swung one change, and it's one of his big strengths as a coach, Franco Parisi. He knows how to use his depth that's been really well put together, this APIA squad. Both as APIA Leichhardt in the NPL New South Wales and as West APIA in this Australian Championship. When you can bring someone like Jack Stewart off the bench, certainly an enviable position. Fans watching nervously as well. Good interplay, but it breaks down. El Hindi, Cambiashi spins away. It's a big fight for the ball in midfield. El Hindi, the tallest target, comes away with it. And finds the release pass to Simmons. Caspers has a bit of room to work with. Fortunato comes across to cover, and a bit too eager to try and win the ball back there was the MetroStars number 6, and now a substitution is coming with Eric Saba pointing to the bench. So second change of the game for Franco Parisi. No surprise it's in midfield as he tries to add a bit more into it. Yaya El Hindi comes off, and he is replaced by Franco Farinella, who was the breakout player of the campaign for West Apia in that number 99 shirt. 21-year-old midfielder, has a lot of potential and has a knack for scoring as well. So look for him arriving late. Simmons with a resulting free kick. Back post towards Michael Kuda. Nods it for Farinella with his first touch. Kelly rises highest, but couldn't get the purchase on it. Here is Caspers. Too many in the way. Stewart has another pop himself. When the MetroStars defence were able to answer on every occasion there. A good scramble in the box from the team in the lead. Stewart, early ball towards Cambiashi, was looking for the unselfish head backwards. Now Simmons, rising high off the boot. Punch after punch swung by APIA in attack. Here's the sequence. Kuda did well to find Farinella. Kelly tried, but was always looping. Then Caspers through traffic, couldn't. Stewart tried to work it himself. A flurry of shots dealt with by this MetroStars defence. The action is really starting to heat up at Leichhardt Oval. Cambiashi has Ortiz on the run. Still with Cambiashi, knows his man is offside, so has to check backwards. Great pass. Stewart has drifted. Jack Stewart now with Farinella. Couldn't catch it as he wanted, but that's now a few shots in quick succession from West APIA. You can just see so much patience from Seiya Cambiashi and a lot of vision to see Stewart there. And then Farinella couldn't quite wrap his boot around it as intended. McNamara might take this goal kick. It's the first time he's done so. Osterreich has consistently lumped it long, and now they go short for the first time this afternoon. Doesn't quite work out as intended. Sails towards the APIA dugout. Kuda and Monge. Bit more calm build-up from West APIA now. Fong was on the overlap. Stewart had played him through, and MetroStars deflected off Fong on the way out. So the grandstands are certainly very full on the near side of the ground, the western side. Plenty of fans around the hill as well. Perfect day for football, of course. Last time APIA played at Leichhardt Oval, there were thunderstorms predicted, which kept a few people away, but they were still able to manage 3,000. West has shown out for Italian heritage side. Good. Cambiashi gets on that right foot. Simmons, quick check by Cambiashi, evades the first defenders. Ortiz couldn't sort his feet out either. And now MetroStars might think about a counter here as Farinella is tracking back to try and win it. Cittadini has gotten forward and has found himself inside of Kuda. Checks the shoulder and is waiting for Visser. A great pass to Thomas Visser, just wide of the post. And that might have been two for MetroStars on the break, with Cittadini turning provider. Knew he had a lot of work to do and found the perfectly weighted pass over the head of Kelly and onto the chest of Thomas Visser, who was trying to find that far post as Farinella goes down under the challenge of Noah McNamara, who's been shown a booking in the process. And again, it's rather similar to the Sean Simmons one. I think it's just a bit more aggressive with players in the air. And whilst APIA have consistently threatened the goal of MetroStars in this second half, MetroStars just reminded them that that threat on the counter is always there, and that 2-0 is a real possibility as we take a look towards the benches. Danny Greystone is going to make his first change of the game. Fabian Barbiero takes his leave. He's going to be replaced by Anthony Rapuano. And a fantastic performance all round by the 41-year-old midfielder. Fabian Barbiero, of course, a one-time cap Socceroo in 2009 against Kuwait. 90 games for Adelaide United in the A-League. So much experience, and has acquitted himself very well and fully deserving of an early rest. And so Anthony Rapuano comes into the fray. And the first set of fresh legs for Danny Greystone. Cambiashi. towards the penalty spot and cleared away. Another corner coming for West APIA. So a few changes to work through. McNamara on screen, confirmation of that yellow card, which I believe is the first booking of the game. So a central defender on a booking. We'll see how that plays out and whether any changes are made. Simmons shaping for the cross. Towards the keeper it goes and cleared away on that post. Scott Nagel well positioned. And we take a look at the replay. It comes in. Farinella got up for it, and I dare say that Scott Nagel has prevented a goal on the line from APIA substitute Franco Farinella. Kambiashi on the other side goes deep back towards Kuda. We've seen that combination sometimes for West APIA where Kuda will wheel away towards the back post. And Chittadini is asked to hold it up under heavy pressure with Monge. And that pays off. Caspers. Kuda. Kambiashi with a bit of room to work with, but only runs into a strong challenge from Gao. Caspers got enough of the ball there. Ortiz peels off his man. Noah McNamara now wearing the captain's armband. Ortiz onto that left foot, looking for the cross for Stewart. Still with Kambiashi, can he strike? Only wide. Another chance falls by the wayside for West APIA as the shot count is continuing to rise in their favour. Unselfishly by Stewart, he found Kambiashi, and that's certainly the man you want top of the box. Fortunato at the base of midfield for MetroStars has played a tireless game. Ostrak going long. They went short before. Service is resumed. Satira taken off his toes by Sean Simmons. Ortiz, can he get past Barr? He has the pace advantage in that matchup, but Barr had the step on him. And now Ostrak has to slide to clear. Caspers picks it up as Ostrak recovers. Stewart taking matters into his own hands. Easily dealt with. The pressure is continuing to rise on this MetroStars goal, but they're dealing with it very well. Gao almost has his pocket picked strongly by Monge, and Monge was too keen to win the ball there and might not escape without a booking, and he becomes the first APIA player to go in Eric Saber's book. You see the Gao received, and there's Monge sliding in late. No question that he clipped the ankles of MetroStars midfielder Hamish Gao. Danny Greystone felt that that should have been a MetroStars throw. There's the APIA staff. Franco Parisi and David DePuzzo, not pictured there because they're probably up on the edge of the technical area. MetroStars able to win it back with a good throw here. There's Eddie Caspers, of course, brother of successful A-League women's sisters, Holly Caspers and Matty Caspers, Matty Sydney FC were in action at this very venue yesterday. Great crowds for football on both days, Saturday and Sunday. Farinella now on the other side of Gao, who's dragged him back, and after Gao was fouled and was able to win a booking, he's now picked up a booking himself. Stewart takes his touch quickly inside. Let's see picture in picture, the arms draped all over Franco Farinella. And with the counter-attack opportunity, easy enough call for the officials. And that time, now foul's starting to creep into this game. Another yellow card. That one for Cameron Fong. Might be number 24 in back of screen there as we take a look at this one on the replay. Just caught the jersey of Rapuano. There can be no complaints. Eric Saba is reffing it consistently. Any pull over the back of the jersey with an attack going is going to be a booking, as was the case for Gao and Fong. Simmons goes up for it with Walls. Fortunato gets it back, still with Fortunato. Strong challenge by Akuda, no foul though. Simmons is forced backwards and now has to try and dig it out of his own corner. Finds a good pass between the lines with Caspers. And now the result of that is they find their way on the far side with Jack Stewart one-on-one against the trailing defender. This is where he can be dangerous. Jack Stewart on the left! Ripples the side netting. And APIA fans thought that they might have had the goal there. But that's how dangerous Jack Stewart can be. And Scott Nagel inside and out. Ostrak had to get away. And I think it took a slight deflection on its way through. Another corner. Simmons, a deep delivery, this time towards Stewart, who puts it back in the mixer. Cleared away, and now Visser. He has the pace to get forward. Hong couldn't commit on a yellow card. Visser, he can get forward still. Has Chittadini alongside him. And now holds up and waits for the black shirts to arrive. Challenges are starting to really be put in with a bit of feeling. Farinella. Searching ball for Jack Stewart. What a live wire he has been since he's come on. But that one goes out of play. It looks like no subs are happening at the moment, so just a bit of a stoppage in back play as the players wait for further instructions from Eric Saba. And David DePuzzo has just gone over to the fourth official about what the stoppage was for. You can see Denmead and D'Angelo are waiting to get into it. Dom Costanzo also jogging along the sideline. He might be coming on very soon as well. And with 15 minutes to go, the score still remains as it was at halftime. MetroStars leading with Michael Chittadini's late first half goal as the no-look pass comes out. Doesn't come to fruition. D'Angelo receiving final instructions from the MetroStars coaching staff. Stewart has his head up. This time he picks it up in a deeper position. Has found Presley Ortiz running along the line. Ortiz. Bar stood up tall. Good experience defending. Now it's Stewart. will try and take things into his own hands. Flips the ball up, and Kambayashi had committed. Had to watch it go over his head as Satira plays it out over the sideline, and David DePuzzo is waiting to bring on Rory Jordan and Alex Denmead. So a winger and a forward coming on here as Eric Saber whistles for the change. So Noah McNamara will be replaced by number 5 Christian D'Angelo. And a triple change for West Apia. Rory Jordan, Dom Costanzo and Alex Denmead coming on in place of Cameron Frong, Fabian Monge. And I think Presley Ortiz has also made his way off as well. So an attacking-minded sub there with a defender, midfielder and striker on for a midfielder, winger and a striker. So slightly more attacking output. And meanwhile, another substitution as well. So we get confirmation of that final change in just a moment, as meanwhile Caspers is on the attack. Tries to cut it back along the ground. Costanzo's first touch. Simmons deflects out. And it'll be a corner. Costanzo, the Adelaide boy. What can he do with this corner? Near post it goes, and combination of defenders were able to head it clear. MetroStars just 14 minutes plus extras away from a huge result in the context of this group. In it comes. It's a good ball. Ostrak has to punch, and a strong punch at that. Stewart back towards the penalty spot. Simmons was there. Denmead was trying to head it on. MetroStars again able to clear. This defense has been so sturdy in this game. Still looking for their first clean sheet in this tournament. Now Kuda, the centre back. Pass is intercepted momentarily, but eventually it makes its way to Costanzo. Good ball in, intended for Denmead. Again, the MetroStars defenders are in the way. Sean Simmons. Kuda still has it at his feet. Michael Kuda, and still Kuda. Side netting again for West Apia. But it might just take someone unexpected to find this breakthrough. Could it be someone like a Michael Kuda or Drayden Kelly? We've already seen Kelly score in the Australian Championship. He's also scored in the grand final to give Apia the NPL New South Wales Champions Trophy. So Apia look to be playing with a front four now with Costanzo and Stewart on either wing, and then Denmead and Jordan, the two strikers. Simmons thinks about letting it run down and does. Satira tries to make it a bit interesting. Kelly striving forward. Tricky feet from Jordan, but it's taken away from him. Chittadini dropping it short. D'Angelo. Substitute, has to go back to his keeper, Ostrak. Again, taking no chances, almost into the final 10 minutes now. And interestingly, the outcome of all those changes is that Kambayashi has been pushed to right back. It's not an unfamiliar position for him to play. It's where he started the campaign for Apia as a right back and then moved as a number 10 and winger, which coincided with Apia's uptick in form. Look, they'll be looking to get a lot of attacking impetus out of him from that right wing back position. Him and Stewart can be such a threatening combo when they play together. Nigel takes no chances, sends that out. Danny Greystone wanting to get everything just right. Trying to make it back-to-back wins against MPL opposition, MPL New South Wales opposition on the road. Still here with APIA, and Jordan couldn't sort out his feet in the area, and immediately it's head in hands because the MetroStars defense opened up for a brief moment, which has been hard to find in this second half. Stewart now on the opposite side. A good ball in for Farinella, and it wouldn't dip under the crossbar. He was able to beat Ostrike to the ball and did very well to adjust his body in the air. But as we take a look at the replay, he gets the touch, but just couldn't keep it down. Would have been a spectacular header with so much pressure. And still APIA in the hunt for this equaliser and maybe more. Kelly strong in the air. Into the feet of Jordan. Denmead slips over the ball though. Kuda. Out wide, it's taken away though, and MetroStars a second would all but seal it. Kelly couldn't keep it away. It's now back with Cittadini, and now they're through here, MetroStars. A good ball over, and off the frame of the goal as Kelly crashes into it. Anthony Rapuano was inches away from sealing all 3 points for MetroStars, and Kelly threw everything at trying to clear it off the post. And in the end, it's the frame of the goal that saves APIA. Cittadini set up the pass, and Ollie Kalat's got the slightest of touches. And Drayden Kelly is looking a little worse for wear. Oh, that is a tough impact. And Drayden Kelly's not exactly the smallest of men either. And I think that post will be rattling for a little longer. And Anthony Rapuano, just 2 games in 2025 for the MetroStars in the MPL. Only 6 senior games to his name. And the MetroStars junior was mere centimetres from having one of the most famous MetroStars goals on the national stage. A goal which would have basically sealed the win. Jordan finds it fortuitously at his feet. Tries the shot, fakes it, and Jordan palmed away by Ostrike. Denmead was offside in recovering the ball. Here it is again, and he sold the shot fake so well. Had Lockie Bar diving in, but at a good height and good length for Cody Ostrike, who has acquitted himself exceptionally between the sticks for Northeastern MetroStars here today. Good win in the air by Rapuano. Another sub is in the offing. Potentially here for MetroStars. Headed away by Fortunato. Anywhere will do for MetroStars right now. It's Mitchell Miller that could be the last man off the bench here. You can just see on the bench there, the chair has been flipped over. That's how nervy things are for West APIA. They're staring down the barrel of back-to-back defeats in the Australian Championship. A defeat that, whilst is a defeat, it puts them in a... in picture-in-picture, you can just see the APIA staff are doing so much to try and keep that ball in that they're falling over the bench, falling over the Bunnings chairs to keep this attack going. And it would not be a surprise to see APIA equalise late, but with how stingy this MetroStars defence has been, it's proven to be very difficult. They've basically spent this entire half camped in opposition territory. They take no chances through walls, sees it over the sideline into the western stand. Franco Parisi having to play ball boy. Costanzo. Caspers takes over in midfield, drives forward through the heart of the MetroStars defence. Out wide to Simmons. He runs out of room and it's headed. Oh, it's in from Alex Denmead, but the flag is up again for West APIA. And after having a goal earlier disallowed due to offside, they now have one disallowed due to going out of play, and David DiPuzzo is beside himself. And we said that it wouldn't be a surprise to see them find the back of the net. And there's Cody Osterreich is just stretching in back play, but as we take a look at the replay here, they did very well to get it out wide to Sean Simmons. Took Satira wide, and then Osterreich was beaten by the header from Denmead. The flag was immediately up, and that's Satira's last action of the game as he's replaced by Mitch Miller. And Mitch Miller into the game now, just his 5th appearance in 2025 for MetroStars, 2nd in the Australian Championship. Actually took a break from playing for a few years and now finds himself back on the national stage in such a big game. What do APIA have? How can they breach this defence, which has stood so tall through 86.5 minutes at Leichhardt Oval? Stewart, deep in midfield, looking for the pass forward through Denmead, who gets his way through the defenders, just was aching for someone to tap it in. It's back with Kambayashi. Jordan on the penalty spot, twisting and turning, couldn't free himself, and Fortunato gets it out of danger. 3 minutes of regulation time remain, plus a fair chunk of extras. We've had plenty of stoppages and subs coming in. Simmons lets Stewart take matters into his own hands. Still with Stewart, and he's done well enough to win his side a corner. You can't look away here at Leichhardt Oval. An important game in the context of Group D. MetroStars playing to keep their knockout hopes alive. Currently level on points with APIA in 2nd and 3rd, only on goal difference. Costanzo puts the ball in. Kelly was there, but couldn't get enough on it to see it past Osterreich, who gobbles it up in the end. And the MetroStars, again, their defense holds strong. Nagel over the top. Not a lot of legs left out there. They've been defending for so long. There's that chance. You can just see it falls, I think, onto the thigh or waist of Drayden Kelly, who maybe wasn't expecting it to get to him. Caspers is giving something to chase, and he gets there. Puts the ball in, was waiting edge of the area for Jordan. Hamish Gow got there ahead, though. Farinella goes in. Gow beats him. Doesn't beat the third man. And Walls able to mop things up defensively. And now the MetroStars are on the march. What can they create? Still there. Now here is Miller, the tall forward. Kelly goes in strong and clean, and Simmons has to get there to deny the potential corner. And has to slowly make his way back up again. Sends it forward, but to no one in particular. Luckily for APIA, the second ball falls to Seiya Kambayashi. APIA crowd on their feet. Stewart taking his man inside. He's had the fresh legs all half. Puts it back post. It's a bit behind Costanzo, though. The attack is still going. Costanzo on Walls. Tries to go towards the goal line, and cleaning it up was Lockie Barr. A long thumping clearance deep into the stands. David DiPuzzo and Franco Parisi halfway down the pitch, trying to give instructions to their trailing side. Simmons. All eyes on Eric Saber. It's going to be another corner. And all eyes on Ollie Kalatz, whether he makes the long journey forward. The 90th minute of this game. APIA have trailed since just after half an hour. Danny Greystone trying to coach this side to back-to-back away wins against New South Wales opposition. Costanzo, a good ball in towards Kelly. Osterreich was good in his keeping and under heavy pressure punches it away momentarily. It's still with Farinella. He strikes, not through traffic. Now it's with Stewart. And another effort is seen away. Just too many bodies in the way. 5 minutes of time added on as the ball goes wide to Costanzo. Dom Costanzo. And Simmons deflects off the back of Rapuano. And again, it's out over the sideline. APIA in a hurry. They want to try and catch this defense off guard. Costanzo has a bit more of meaningful space to work with. Big deflection. It's to the benefit of MetroStars as the keeper, Osterreich, who has been solid all afternoon, has probably been one of the busiest men on the pitch as his side have ridden chance after chance coming their way. Kelly beats the tall Miller in the air. Denmead, a hint of offside maybe, but the flag is down. Fortunato gets through traffic and, well, that's exactly what MetroStars would have wanted. A chance to stop the ball in the attacking half. And shot count on screen has been so many for West APIA. 27 shots for West APIA in this game. It's been a barrage, especially in this second half. They've huffed and puffed and not blown the house down, and they have 3.5 minutes at least remaining in injury time. Jordan between the lines has options left, right and centre to work with. Goes left to Costanzo. What can he create? He has the fresh legs and the threat. Puts the ball in. Barr is there again, and how solid has he been, Lockie Barr? 5 years of A-League experience between Adelaide United and the Perth Glory, a brief stint in Bradford, and he's calling on all those years, the 31-year-old defender, to keep this defensive clean sheet intact. Costanzo, yet another corner for West APIA. What can they do here? Back post, Kelly is there! And Drayden Kelly has done it again. He is always the man on these corners. And this time, it's to rescue a key point for APIA at home, as finally the pressure pays off. Drayden Kelly rising through the pack. All the athleticism, all the height, and has the important equaliser for West APIA. And it is heartbreak for Northeastern MetroStars, who have acquitted themselves so well at Leichhardt Oval. And there still might be time for more, a couple minutes at least, probably a bit more after that goal. There's a foul from Mitch Miller, who is going to be booked for his troubles. And Drayden Kelly has his second goal in the Australian Championship. He is now APIA's top scorer in this competition, the centre back of all people. Visser, oh, Costanzo goes in. And now Costanzo might be in a bit of trouble here, and he's going to be sent off straight away. More drama at Leichhardt Oval, and MetroStars aren't happy about it. And now there's a bit of a brawl on the near side, right in front of the MetroStars bench. They weren't happy with that challenge from Dom Costanzo. And I think it was a high foot left high and late, and oh yes. You can't have too many complaints if you're West APIA. It was high, it was late, it was needless from Costanzo, but you can see what he was trying to do, stopping the counter-attack with Visser racing away. And Dom Costanzo, who's an Adelaide boy himself, received a big homecoming from his family when they played at TK Shutter in round one, has now been sent off in the 94th minute. We have had an equaliser, we have had a red card, and we're now in the 95th minute of stoppage time, so the minimum 5 minutes is coming up, but I don't think we're going anywhere just yet. Gao. MetroStars will have the temporary man advantage for maybe a couple of minutes. at the discretion of Eric Saber and his officiating team. Gao, a deep, deep ball in. It's over everyone towards the back post. D'Angelo tried to nod it back in. Now APIA, they're on the counter here. It's opened up here late. Denmead was thinking about going over the top. Instead, MetroStars come away. It's with Kambiyashi, the 10 men of West APIA. Is there more late drama here at Leichhardt Oval? Kambiyashi searching ball for Denmead, dealt with by Barr. Simmons. Can APIA throw the dice one more time? Heavy touch by Farinella, invited Hamish Gao. Kuda, back out wide to Simmons. Takes his man for the dummy. Still with Sean Simmons. Goes down, asking for a foul. And instead it goes the way of MetroStars, as he was a bit strong in following through. As we take a look at the replay, he did well to beat Miller initially. And you can just see he barreled over Jackson Walls. No effort has been spared in this game. They have thrown everything at each other, these two teams. And a fantastic round 4 game into the 97th minute of this game. Denmead is given something to chase over the top. He's in a foot race with Barr. Denmead gets there. It's still there with Alex Denmead. Could this be the winner for APIA? It's deflected. And Denmead couldn't get past the defense. And Saba blows for full time. And a thrilling contest at Leichhardt Oval comes to a close. It had absolutely everything. MetroStars got the goal before halftime through Michael Cittadini, before Drayden Kelly in the 93rd minute would pop up with the equaliser, and Dom Costanzo was sent off a minute later. But a fantastic game, which still leaves things in an interesting position in this group. MetroStars aren't done just yet, but for a brief moment they were on level on points. So full time at Leichhardt Oval, it's West APIA 1, MetroStars 1. So we can all take a collective breather here from Leichhardt Oval as we take you through the highlights from a fantastic game. Here is the first goal for MetroStars. Satira getting his way through the defense, a well-weighted pass. Flag stays down for Cittadini, who does the damage from close range. You can see a fantastic solo run by Satira. Picked the pass at the perfect moment. That back foot of Sean Simmons keeping him on, and another big chance this was from Visser. Was inches away from creeping it inside the post of Thomas Kallat, Ollie Kallatz rather. And Cittadini turned provider this time, just over the head of Drayden Kelly, but it wasn't to be 2-0 for MetroStars. APIA would consistently threaten. This was a big chance for Franco Farinella. The looping header wouldn't stay under the crossbar. And then another effort from Rory Jordan. Beat the defenders once and then twice he shot. Ostrike was one of the best players on ground today, and this was the equaliser. Drayden Kelly through the pack. Left no doubt in that header. Despite Ostrike stretching and defenders right near him, this was a rather unsavoury end to the game, with Costanzo leaving a high boot late above the knee of Thomas Visser, and well, right in front of the MetroStars bench. They weren't happy about it. And you could see they were giving him plenty about that. So that's how things shaped up, and well, the stats tell an interesting story of the game. APIA were consistently firing away in the second half, 30 shots to just 5 from the MetroStars. But they were able to be clinical when it mattered, Danny Greystone's side. So they walk away from their back-to-back New South Wales road trip with 4 points from 2 games, which I think they certainly would have taken. And it still leaves them in an interesting position in this group. So there's the results from the Sunday games. Moreton City Excelsior putting 5 past Broadmeadow Magic. Wollongong Wolves getting an important 3 points against South Hobart at home, and then the points were shared here. It's an all-important game in Group D coming up a bit later between Bayswater City and Sydney United 58. That's at 4:30. And here is how things shape up in this group. So West APIA, they go to 7 points, will be temporarily atop the group, depending on what happens out west later this afternoon between Bayswater and Sydney United. MetroStars, they'll be at least 3 points behind the progression places. But for a brief moment, they were just goal difference behind West APIA. And so it's been a fantastic game of football here at Leichhardt Oval. Still plenty to play for in this group. All eyes will be on Group D a little later as the crowd poured in and certainly got their money's worth in terms of entertainment. And so we leave you from Leichhardt Oval. My name's been Will Constantinides. And we hope you've enjoyed this one on SBS On Demand and on the FA YouTube channel. Still plenty more coming your way for Australian Championship football.